Good morning, everyone. If I can have your attention, please, we'll start our program. Again, good morning and welcome. Please continue with breakfast while I begin my remarks. I'm Mark Hudzik, member of the Roanoke Regional's Chamber Board of Directors and chair of the Public Policy Council. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this year's State of the City Roanoke Address presented by Mayor Sherman P. Lee, Sr. And if you did not get a chance to read the newspaper article this week about our mayor, please take the time to go back and find that in the Roanoke Times. It was just a great story. I've got two quick comments. The first one, I'd like to introduce our new Vice President of Public Policy and Strategic Issues, Rebecca Gunn. If you could please stand. If you haven't had the chance to meet her, try to catch her after the event today. She's got a lot of experience, a lot of background in this, and she's been such a tremendous asset to our organization in the short time that she's been here. Thank you, Rebecca. My next announcement is I really want to thank Callie, Andrea, Rebecca, Star, and the Chamber staff. For those of you who played in the golf tournament on Friday, it was awesome. That was one of the best networking events this year that I've seen. The new format went over. So what I'd like to say is if you didn't get a chance to sign up, make sure you sign up next year. It was just a great day and it was a lot of fun. And thank you, Joyce, you and your staff for such a wonderful event on Friday. What a year it's been for Roanoke and our region. Our city overcame challenges, continued to build strong partnerships with our neighboring localities, and landed key economic development victories. We continue to position ourselves as the best city to live, work, and play, not just in the state, but in the country. It is a testament to the hard work of our elected leaders, business leaders, civic leaders, neighborhood leaders, and the citizens that call the city of Roanoke home. I know Mayor Lee and Superintendent Bishop will have much to say on the city's recent achievements and projects for the future. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors because without them, this event would not be possible. And you know, I see a lot of these names over and over again. They keep stepping up to the plate. So thank you to our sponsors, Appalachian Power, Carilion Clinic, Cox, First Citizens Bank, Poe and Crunk Real Estate Group, and RGC Resources. We have a lot of distinguished guests here today, but I will let the mayor recognize those folks shortly. And now, without further ado, it is truly my pleasure to welcome today's featured speaker, who will be formally introduced later in the program, Mayor Sherman P. Lee, Sr.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'll tell you, it's my privilege to welcome you to the 2017 State of the City Address. And now, before we get going, I want to recognize some special people, but let me qualify that sometimes. Everybody's special in here. You're all special. And the danger is that when you go down this list, you always forget someone, but I want to make sure you know that you're special. You're special to this city. And I thank you for being here. Let me recognize the Vice Mayor of the City of Roanoke, Ms. Anita James Price. Council Member Bill Bestpitch. Council Member Michelle Dystra. Council Member Ray Ferris. Council Member John Garland. Council Member Dr. David Trinkle. My friend and former Mayor, David Bowers. Former Council Member Court Rosen. All right, let me go outside the city now. Let me venture into the elected officials. These are some great people, and I'm proud to be associated with them and work with them. Benton Town Mayor Brad Ghost. Benton Town Council Member Janet Scheid. Benton Town Manager Barry Thompson. Roanoke County Chairman Joe McNamara. Roanoke County Supervisor Jason Peters. Roanoke County Administrator Thomas Gates. Franklin County Administrator Brent Robinson. And a gentleman that I will be working with and will be working with, and you're going to get to know very well. And the lights went out on me, but I recited it, so I'll try to get as far as I can, but maybe it's because of who he is. Our new city manager, Bob Cowell. Bob, I don't know what that meant when the lights went out right after I got you your name. I don't know who did that, but we're delighted to have you. Let me recognize, and these are two people right now, and I still have some to go, but they've done a special job for our city since our city manager, our former city manager, Chris Moore, left. Acting city manager, Sherman Stovall. Well, he's still acting, Sherman Stovall. Assistant City Manager Brian Townsend. All right, School Board Vice Chairman Mark Cathy. School Board Member Dick Willis. School Board Member Laura Rottenborn. Newest school board member, Elizabeth Jameson. Dr. Elizabeth Jameson. Of course, distinguished superintendent of public schools, and you'll hear from her shortly, Dr. Rita Bishop. Our city treasurer, Ms. Evelyn Powers. Former Senator Granger McFarland. A very special lady to this area and to this community, Careering Clinic President and CEO, Dr. Nancy Agee. Mr. Michael Maxey, President of Roanoke College. My good friend Brenda Hale, President of NAACP. Alfida DeVries, United Way CEO, Alfida. A good friend who I think has the best kept secret in the Valley is Dr. N.L. Bishop, President of the Jefferson College of Health Science. Dr. Bishop. And a gentleman that makes it all go, and I tell you, we depend on him so much, and he's done some great things in this city. I could just really talk about what Virginia Western and their president, Dr. Robert Sandell, is doing here. Dr. Sandell. Our 2016 Citizen of the Year, and that's why we're an all-American city, because we have citizens who will not look at their circumstances, but will take people, get in their own car, drive people to the doctor to help them to get glasses, dental work, and without asking a penny. And there are a lot of things that go about, a lot of things that you may have seen the article last year about here, but we're especially proud and honored to have with us Ms. Jamise Rudd, our 2016 Citizen of the Year. And I want to recognize my son who's here today as a family, Sherman Jr., Sherman Lee Jr. All right, well, everybody else, you're still special. If I missed it, you're still special. But before we begin, I want to, well, we begin. I want to let you know that it's important, that an important component of Roanoke's vitality and livability is the outstanding education system which prepares our children for success. Roanoke City Public Schools is a leader and partner with the city on many groundbreaking initiatives, including our award-winning Star City Reads program, for which we won the All-American City Award in 2012 and again this year in June. We're so fortunate, and I mean that, to have Dr. Rita Bishop, Superintendent for Roanoke City Public Schools, as a person who leads the charge for quality education in our community. And at this time, I'm asking Dr. Bishop to come and bring us an update on the successes achieved by our schools in the 2016-2017 school year. Join me in receiving our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Rita Bishop.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank God for realizing. Well, thank you, Mayor Lee, and thank you, Mark. Since late 1993, my husband and I have been proud to call Roanoke City home. And I remember Mayor Bowers, you're the first mayor I ever met in Roanoke, and we are really pleased to live here. In fact, I tell people from all over the country that I truly love Roanoke. I want you to know that my team, and my team is some really, really smart people at all levels. We've got great principals, we have great support staff in central office, we have the most important people, fabulous teachers. And sometimes it is really tough to be a teacher in an urban environment. But I want you to know, this is probably going to jinx the rest of the school year. Every classroom I visited on the first day of school, the students were actively engaged. I mean, they weren't filling out forms, they were actively engaged. And very high quality curriculum. There is a brochure on your table, and inside it talks about high expectations for students. And that is really what we are about. So I'm going to give you some news. And it's good news, but let me start out by saying that I am grateful to many, many folks. The Roanoke Symphony Orchestra, the mayor will probably tell you that David Wiley was with us in Denver and gave the presentation for the All-America City. Robert Sandel, when I talk about our career and technical education later, he is certainly a wonderful partner. You may or may not know that David Hoback came to us, our fire chief, and we are beginning an EMT program, and that is going to be very important for our students. I am grateful to the firemen and the policemen who come in and actively read to our students. That is huge. I am also very grateful to Sheila Umberger, who was very much a part of the Roanoke City Schools success I'm going to talk to you about, and was also with us in Denver. Our reading scores are up, and that is the most important thing that I probably have to say this morning, is that it's a good thing. But without the help of Sheila Umberger, that probably wouldn't be true. Also, I am very grateful to Craig and Sharon Ramey, Virginia Tech Carilion, and I want you to know that there's an interesting thing. We are a very data-driven district, and you're going to hear that in a couple of minutes. But unless data is actionable, that is, you do something with it, it's a cause, it's just a bunch of numbers. And Craig and Sharon have been great in making that data actionable. Now, I've left a whole bunch of people out because there are at least 30 partners that we work with in this journey towards student excellence. So let me start out with, there's so much in this district beyond test scores. But at this point, we have a school that will not be accredited. That's Hurt Park Elementary. However, they raised their reading scores by 12 points, and that's huge. That is just huge. Everyone else is accredited. A decade ago, and I dedicate this to the mayor because he keeps trying to get this out of me. A decade ago, our graduation rate was about 55%. Today, last year it was 87%. Merely, it will be at least 89% this year. And again, I mentioned Dr. Sandel in the beginning. Let me say this, that this is a partnership with Virginia Western. So we get 89 plus percent of our kids graduated. What are they going to do? Well, I want to tell you that in 2007, our career and technical education number was about 79. So what does that mean? That means that career and technical education, with the help of places like Virginia Western, gets our students job ready. Today, that number is 2,048. That is a massive, massive improvement. And then I really want to talk for a minute. You heard the William Fleming Band this morning. This is a music city. It's being recognized all over the country for its music. And so I say to all of you, and I'm looking at N.L. Bishop, hey, we should have practiced that piano harder. We probably wouldn't have. But the facts are, your chances of getting Alzheimer's are seriously reduced if you played an instrument. Isn't that interesting? Dr. Trinkle and I have talked about this. And we have music in front of every one of our students. There will be a Hurt Park marching band this year. So thanks to VH1 and our other partners. This is an incredible team. And I started this year at Convocation saying that we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves. And I was asked an interesting question by a person from the press about, are you trying to catch up, whatever? And I said, wait a minute. This is a very good school district. And when Mayor Lee was out with us in Denver, you have no idea the kinds of comments that we got about how good we really are. What's interesting is you're never good where you live. You have to get out of Roanoke and get that actionable data out there and get compared to some other people. And it is a very rare thing for any city to become a 7-time All-America city. Well, as I conclude, I do want to say that we have to promote ourselves. And I believe, and my team believes, down to the very last person, that education is very important in the economic vitality of any city. Who wants to buy a house in a lousy school district? And so the economy depends on what we do, and we take that very, very seriously. So I just say to you, I ask you to believe in our school district, and I ask you to believe in your city council, because I don't have to go hat in hand to the council to figure out how much money we have. Good times, we share. Not so good, we share. but at least we can budget, and there isn't that stress that so many of my colleagues feel. I'm going to turn this back to Sherman Lee. I've been asked to give you a brief bio. I'm really not going to do that, because I'm going to tell you some inside scoop. You all know that he has a great educational background. I hope you all know he served on the school board. I hope you all know that he's been recognized for his volunteer service and at every place in the city. But here's what you don't know. I may pay for this later. We were in Denver, and there was a little controversy in the beginning about how good are you really? And so Mayor Lee was there. We were kind of short-staffed out there. We had some people who couldn't go at the last moment. So Mayor Lee is helping, and none other than the president of the National Civic League says to me, "Is that guy for real?" That was kind of a loaded question. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I think that you may have the best city representation of anyone here, and you are very lucky, Rita, to have Mayor Sherman Lee as your mayor."
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But let me say that it's a team effort. I got a great city council. We're a good city council that works together. And I'm very proud of them, and thank you, and I'm proud of this city. Thank you, Dr. Bishop, for sharing the success stories of our city schools during the past year. It is so encouraging to hear all the positive things that have been accomplished, and they are positive things. And as your mayor, I'm so proud of Roanoke and its title of All-America City. Even more, I'm proud that we are a 7-time All-American city. No other community in America has earned this award 7 times. And if there's anybody out there that can recognize and understand the joy that you have and how proud you are with that, is Mayor David Bowers, because he's been a part of that back in 2012. And so it's a very proud moment. But this really speaks to the unparalleled spirit of our citizens and our community partners, and their desire to make the place where they live and work the best that it can be. In June, as you've heard now, a delegation from Roanoke attended the National Civic League annual conference in Denver, Colorado. At that conference, the campaign for grade level reading and at the National Civic League honored the city of Roanoke with the prestigious 2017 All-American City Award for measurable success through Star City Reads. Star City Reads is a collaboration of 25 partners, including city government, city schools, and community organizations to help young children from low-income families achieve grade-level reading proficiency and early school success. We're so pleased with the progress resulting from this program and the great news that we heard this morning about all our schools being accredited. Thank you, school board. Thank you for staying the course. And we're really pleased, and the promise for today's future generation, which will benefit from establishing this critical milestone for reading proficiency. We feel that it's so important because reading indicates how far and what you're going to do in education, and also life. And so that's a great thing. And so I'm very proud. You need to be proud of what you're doing. And our graduation rate that continues to soar. That's good news. That's good news. I have to admit that I was on the school board when we were struggling around about 50% and 60%. And we get 6%, we thought we were moving, and we were moving in the right direction. But today, to stand here and be a part of the process and be a part of recognizing that we're at 89%, and we're not stopping, we're still continuing to go forward, but that's a great day. That's good news. Building on this recognition today, I want to pose the following question. How do you describe people who live in an all-America city? I believe we can learn the answers to this question by considering wisdom from some well-known Americans. People who live in an all-American city work side by side in collaborative partnerships. Henry Ford, the inventor and founder of the Ford Motor Company, once said, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." The Roanoke community understands that sentiment and has pulled together to make great things happen in our city. It's about the valley. Let me emphasize that. It's about the valley, not just the city or one area. We're reaching out with our regional partnerships that are helping us. And I always stand by the statement, we can do more together than we can separately. Thanks to our partnerships with the City of Salem, Roanoke County, and Botetourt County, broadband is up and running in the Roanoke Valley, and localities are confident in its potential to make our business communities attractive to new companies, as well as allow local businesses to increase their competitiveness. This year, the City of Roanoke and the Roanoke Valley Broadband Authority were recognized with the Governor's Technology Award for cross-boundary collaboration. The Western Virginia Regional Industrial Facility Authority was formed in 2013 to bring local governments together to jointly acquire tracts suitable for development. The authority, enabled by the Virginia Regional Industrial Facilities Act, allows for members to share in tax revenue produced by the eventual user. Because of this partnership, in September of 2016, I had an opportunity representing the City of Roanoke to meet with officials from Roanoke County and the City of Salem to jointly acquire the first property, approximately 106 acres along Interstate 81 near exit 143, that will help fill the need for larger sites for development. The property is on Woodhaven Road in Roanoke County. Let me say again, in Roanoke County, but we're working together. That's important. Roanoke is leveraging partnerships with community organizations such as the Carillion Clinic, Virginia Cooperative Extension, Fleet Feet Sports, Virginia Department of Health, Roanoke City Public Schools, and numerous other organizations and businesses to provide health education and awareness to all of our citizens. Working collaboratively with Healthy Roanoke Valley to address local health issues, Roanoke Parks and Recreation and Roanoke Public Libraries promoted health and wellness programs to the community for free or at a nominal cost. Health and wellness was also addressed through the Feed and Read, a partnership with the YMCA, which provided more than 6,100 USDA-approved meals to children at 8 locations over the 10-week summer vacation. in 2016. People who live in an all-American city step up to find solutions to problems. An American writer and political activist, Eldridge Cleaver, believed you either have to be part of the solution or you're going to be part of the problem. Roanokers get this. They understand, and many of them really are trying hard to be part of the solution. An important issue which has been in our news this year is poverty. And I want to reaffirm that Roanoke is committed to addressing poverty. We're taking action, not just talking about it, and the actions we're taking really speak much louder than the words that have been said. The city has made significant investments in programs that focus on moving citizens out of poverty and continues to set a strong example. We're stabilizing families in need by facilitating the Virginia Initiative for Employment, not welfare. The program supports the efforts of households receiving temporary assistance for needy families to achieve independence through employment. Our homeless assistance team is working with area agencies to house the homeless. The 2017 point-in-time count shows progress in this area with a total count of 267, a decrease of 19.3% over last year. RISE. We're a partner with RISE, which is Rehousing Youth for Success in Education, which is to assist families with students in our public schools to find homes. That's so important. We work with the YMCA of Roanoke Valley, the United Way of Roanoke Valley, Total Action for Progress, and others to aid those in low-income households and provide them with opportunities to overcome their challenges. Remember, there are many layers to the existence of poverty, and impacting those layers is a lengthy process which sometimes can last decades. Success, though, is realized not only in statistics, but in a mindset, and that's important, a mindset to take advantage of opportunities to change one's circumstances, like the family shown here, helped by the United Way. And that's why I smile when I look over and see how they do over there and what they're doing in the United Way. When problems develop, our community pulls together and rises to the occasion. A good illustration is the community coalition that formed to address the increasing challenges presented by the former Ms. Chalk's property over on Melrose Avenue. Feeding America Southwest Virginia announced earlier this year that it purchased the property with the assistance of Community Development Block Grant funds from the city. The property will be used as a community solutions center, and it will include a food distribution program and a job training program right in the heart of Northwest. That's me. This is so important because our partners are helping to turn what used to be a place that was impacted by violence, by shootings, and all of those activities that go on late at night, sometimes now during the day. But they're turning this into a place that offers hope It offers hope for the future. Let me also say I'm excited, and my colleagues on the council, we're excited about the Salvation Army's initiative known as the New Day Center, which is scheduled to open in October as a street outreach 24-hour hotline and drop-in center targeting youth that are aging out of foster care and those at risk of homelessness. This is the kind of collaboration that makes our city so successful in solving problems. People who live in an all-American city unite to support initiatives that make the community safe. President Woodrow Wilson once said, "We cannot be separate in interest or divided in purpose. We stand together until the end." And that's so important in the times that we live in today. We can't be divided, can't be separate. Roanoke has united in ways that are making a difference for its residents and making us stronger and having safer communities. During this year, Roanoke Police successfully launched the Roanoke Valley Hope, a new initiative that tackles drug addiction in a way that's never been done in Roanoke. And that's so important when you recognize the opiate addiction in our country, in our locality, where you have basically 142 people that are overdosing every day in America, every day. But we are pushing. Right now we're working. So Roanoke Valley Hope. This program allows substance abusers to get rid of their drugs without fear of being arrested and to enter a program to help them become drug-free. And our police department initiated this. The police department is reaching out, recognizing that we can't arrest this problem. We can't lock up this problem. And so isn't that, I think that's unique that our police department here in the city reached out and brought this idea here. This initiative is the first of its kind in Virginia, bringing together multiple community resources, working toward one common goal: saving lives, because people are dying every day because of this drug use. So we're coming together to save lives. Our community partners include the Bradley Free Clinic, Carilion Clinic, Virginia Tech Carilion Research Institute, the Rescue Mission, Blue Ridge Behavioral Health Care, Choices Recovery Center, American Addiction Centers, the City of Roanoke's Fire and EMS and Social Services Department, and the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. To date, the program has helped more than 100 people, some from as far away as Henry County and Campbell County, find detox and treatment for substance abuse and substance use disorder. The Lee Youth Outdoor Basketball League is making a positive difference by strengthening relationships between our public safety officers and our community. Facilitated by the Roanoke Police Department, the league gives youth ages 11 to 18 a quality summertime activity, as well as an opportunity to interact with our police officers in a positive manner, in a positive way. Firefighters and sheriff deputies are also involved there. And this summer, we held basketball games in Melrose Park on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and at Fallon Park on Wednesday nights. Since the league started in 2015, more than 350 youth have participated. But the focus basketball Basketball is just a vehicle. Every day, in this league, we have 15 minutes of what we call a quality moment. We talk not about LeBron James or Stephen Curry. We talk about being good citizens, staying in school, respect one another, stop bullying, all of those things, and being something. And so the importance of that, it was important that they have a chance to interact in a positive light with our police department. And same thing with our police officers. They become to know the young people. And that even though some of these kids, many of these kids come from disadvantaged background, they still have a dream. They still have a vision that says, I can be somebody. I can do something. I want to be somebody. You know, and this is just a side note. We have a strict rule in this, no cursing and all of that. And if you curse, you're going to be out the league. Do you know, for the year that we've started, we've only had to discipline one young man. One young man. And I tell you, I was very pleased with that. So we're very proud of what we're doing with our young people and trying to keep them focused. Crime is down in our city. And I know sometimes you look at the media reports and see the shootings and things that occur, which we're working aggressively on that, and there's some things that we have lined up as we go forward. But crime is down in our community. While across the United States, the national trend for large urban areas is an increase of 10%. The 2016-2017 year-to-date data indicates Roanoke has seen a reduction of 4.9% in crime overall. One reason for this, and there are a lot of reasons that things that happen, but one reason for this is our efforts to engage citizens and to see firsthand the challenges faced by neighborhoods. And that's why we walked in Northwest Roanoke. By conducting community walks, we're literally walking into residential areas to see for ourselves what needs to be addressed. Not drive through, not look through, but walk through to see what needs to be addressed. Also in June, city council members, police officers, and city staff participated in a Southeast community walk in the Belmont neighborhood, as well as walks in other areas of the city. The walk brought city officials and neighborhood leaders together to identify and address concerns. The walks are effective in identifying and addressing quality of life issues such as crime and code enforcement. But the biggest success is the connection made between the citizens, council members, and the individual city departments that's involved. So we have an understanding. We just don't. We know what's going on, and that's I think is a big success. A community initiative that has developed this year is that of the Peacemakers. This is a group that works independently in areas of the city that have experienced acts of violence in order to support the police department's efforts to maintain a positive quality of life. They're not vigilantes, but to support our police and to maintain a quality of life. And I'm pleased that they're here. I want to ask them to stand up today. The question the membership of the Peacemakers take on a mentorship role to help prevent acts of retaliation through dialogue focused on de-escalating tensions through parties, between different individuals, parties, or those that are in things that are in conflict with each other. Roanoke's Fire and EMS and Virginia Tech Career Clinic Emergency Medicine Program are now working together to provide certified emergency room physicians with training in emergency medical services. Trained emergency room physicians have the opportunity to work with our EMS teams to respond to critical medical emergencies and gain first-hand experience through exposure to medical care in the field setting. People who live in an all-America city coordinate efforts to attract visitors to their community. John Muir, a nationalist and early advocate for the preservation of wilderness in the states, is well known for saying, "The mountains are calling, and I must go." That's how we want Roanoke, and we want people to feel when they think of Roanoke. Our natural beauty and outdoor recreation opportunities are a powerful draw to visitors who love the mountain and their majesty. Over the past year, Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge hosted 50 travel journalists, generating 125 articles publicizing the city of Roanoke. As a result, the region experienced a record-breaking year with national publicity valued over $4.3 million. Of this, the city of Roanoke received $4.1 million in estimate ad equivalency with a circulation of $250 million. Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge collaborated with Virginia Western Community College to develop curriculum designed specifically for the hospitality and tourism industry workforce in Virginia's Blue Ridge. And I think that's critical. Virginia Western Community College conducted multiple hospitality training workshops aimed at enhancing customer service excellence. And the key is to have a positive visitor experience. Thank you, Virginia Western, for your contribution. People who live in an all-American city collaborate to encourage business development. According to Steve Jobs, CEO and co-founder of Apple Incorporated, great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Our city is working as a team to encourage businesses' development and growth. Held in May, the Mayor's Business Summit offered training to citizens interested in starting their own business. The summit welcomed new and prospective business owners and introduced them to the best practices for streamlining the opening and operation of a business in the city of Roanoke. The event provided information about financing options, grants, business license acquisition, and proper permitting. It also featured a panel discussion of minority business owners who successfully operate businesses in Roanoke. And we plan to hold another session next year in January 9th, 2018. Another way that the city encourages business development is by providing opportunities for startup companies. This year, renovation of the Gill Memorial Building on Jefferson Street downtown was completed as a home for RAMP, which is Regional Acceleration and Mentoring Program. RAMP is a partnership with Virginia Western Community College, the City of Roanoke, and the Roanoke-Blacksburg Technology Council. Its mission is to propel high-potential startups to expand and create jobs in the STEM, which is the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and health fields. Currently, 6 companies are participating in RAMP. The Roanoke-Blacksburg Regional Airport has seen a steady growth of passenger traffic during 2017 and continues to seek opportunities to bring additional flights and new air carriers into our region. And the executive director there, Sir Tim Bradshaw, is here. Tim, would you please stand when I recognize you for the work you're doing? Support our airport. Support our airport when you can. Thanks to our state and federal partners, Amtrak service to the Northeast Corridor of the United States begins in downtown Roanoke at the end of October. The train is coming, Mr. Mayor. People who live in an all-American city band together to protect the environment. Former Secretary of the Interior Bruce Babbitt said it best when he stated, "We all need to learn to live more lightly on the land." That sentiment has never been truer than it is today. And Roanoke appreciates the virtues of its natural habitat and is working with others to ensure a healthy environment for the future. The second highest recycling collection ever occurred in May of 2017. Solid waste management crews collected a total of 24.79 tons of recycling. The highest recycling collection occurred in December of 2015 when the solid waste management crew collected 535.1 tons of recycling. Under the Weatherized Roanoke program, 101 homes were provided with walk-through weatherization assessments with an estimate 46 tons of CO2 avoided. The Stormwater Division created the Roanoke River Keepers Citizen Stream Monitoring Program to address water quality. Volunteers are trained and provided monitoring equipment to evaluate water samples at strategic and accessible sites selected around the city. Roanoke's Fleet Management Division earned the Governor's Green Fleet Award for diesel emission reduction and received Virginia's Clean Cities Green Fleet Award. Envision Roanoke engaged the community by reviewing the city's progress on the Clean and Green Initiative, highlighting the most successful programs to date, and opening a discussion on how the city can become a cleaner, greener, and healthier place to live. People who live in an all-American city actively participate in their local government. I'm reminded of something that Michael Jordan, former star athlete for the Chicago Bulls, once said. Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen. In my opinion, Roanokers fall into the category of those who make it happen. One way to do this is by getting involved, learning about their local government, and taking part in initiatives that are available. This year, the first Roanoke Planning Academy was held with 30 citizens attending a series of 5 evening sessions on city planning. The Office of Neighborhood Services conducted its 22nd Leadership College program with 24 participants, meeting department directors and managers to increase their understanding of city government functions. The Youth Services Citizen Board held this 3rd annual Youth Summit featuring workshops for middle and high school students on topics including health and nutrition, internet safety, and peer conflict resolution. And our Vice Mayor, who has worked diligently with this program and will continue to do it, is making an impact with our young people in our community. And this year's Youth Summit, Vice Mayor, I got the best Vice Mayor in the Commonwealth of Virginia, I wanted to say. But this year's Youth Summit will be held on September 9th from 10 to 2 at William Fleming High School. And we want to encourage our young people from across the, well, not only the valley, from across the valley to come, specifically in our city. This year, our planning, building, and development department reached out to citizens for feedback and ideas on Downtown Plan 2017. Staff hosted open house meetings to display the major themes and key ideas being proposed within the new downtown plan. Utilizing surveys, public input, and information from stakeholders, the city has drafted the downtown plan and hopes to establish policies and goals that help add new life and maintain the vibrancy of downtown Roanoke. Roanoke introduced an Office of Citizen Engagement as a way to emphasize and grow social media interaction with citizens. In July, the city hit 200,000 followers on its 60-plus social media pages combined. The city's main Facebook page is one of the most popular local government pages in the country, with more than 84,000 followers. Atlanta, Dallas, Seattle, San Diego, and Phoenix combined don't have numbers like that. Roanoke's Office of Citizen Engagement recently launched iRoanoke on Twitter, which allows residents to submit service requests with a single tweet. Since everybody's tweeting in the country, so we might as well give us the tweet on where we're at. We also launched City Council meeting live on Facebook, generating thousands of views. Nearly 1,000 people have already downloaded Roanoke's new Recycle Coach app, which allows residents to set reminders for trash and recycling collection. That's important. That's important. You can set that and find that, and that's an important app. You know, there's so much more I could say about our all-American city and the people who live and work here. Roanoke's asset certainly outweigh its liabilities, and we have so much to be proud of, but we still have things we need to work on. As you leave today, I challenge you to commit yourself to focusing on Roanoke's positives and to being part of the solution for the areas where we need to improve. There's work to be done. Remember this, people who live in an all-America city have a mindset, a can-do attitude that causes them to act in certain ways. They focused on building a better community and a better future. I ask everyone to take a part of this process. Let's come together and do what we can to make things better. Get involved, support our initiatives, help Roanoke grow and thrive in the 21st century. And I want to thank Roanoke for being such an engaged city. With or without this award, you will always be an all-American city to me. And remember this, we are stronger together. God bless you. Thank you.